Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is BrittanyNichole, and today we are recreating a Nikki makeup look. So she posted this photo on Instagram a couple weeks back, and I knew I immediately wanted to recreate it. I'm 99% sure she did one of her Sunday tutorials on it. If you don't know what that is, on Sundays she does tutorials and saves them to her story, so I highly recommend checking that out. But I didn't want to watch that because I knew I wanted to use all drugstore products and I wanted to recreate it using what I already had in my collection. It is holiday time. Today is actually Black Friday. 'Tis the season to give, so save your money on your makeup and shop your stash. Chances are you have a green and a gold in your collection for the eyeshadow and a peachy toned lip and blush. But if you don't, change it up with whatever you have. This is a very, very universally flattering look, and I cannot wait to recreate it with you guys today. So if you are interested in seeing how I got this look, go ahead and keep watching. Skin is prepped. After I did my normal skincare routine, I just went in with my Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer. One day I'm gonna memorize this name, but for now I need to reference the bottle. I let that sink in for about 15 minutes and I'm gonna go in with foundation now. I'm kind of torn. I'm not sure what I wanna do. I have my Born to Glow foundation, but I've been using that in like every tutorial. I wanna change it up for you guys. I grabbed my Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation, so I kind of wanna go in with this, but I'm not sure it's gonna be enough coverage since we are going with more of a glam look today. So I might add in a little of my L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear, but we'll see. I'm gonna speed through this process. You guys know my process. I'm starting with the Physicians Formula. You guys know my foundation process, and we're gonna try to focus on the eyes today. By the way, this foundation is another one if you have dry nose like I do, dry nose like it's some kind of condition. If you have a dry nose like I do, this does not emphasize texture at all. It's so pretty, and I'm using the shade LN3. And you know I'm going in with my Sigma F80 brush. Heads up on this one as well, if you're gonna be taking photos during the holiday season and there's gonna be flash, this does have SPF 25 in it. And when you use a foundation that has any kind of SPF in it, there can sometimes be flashback. So if you didn't want that, you might wanna go in with something like the NYX Born to Glow, which doesn't have SPF in it. But you know, if you're gonna be out and about during the day, use your SPF. Foundation is done, so I'm gonna go in and do my concealer. I'm just using my Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer in 007 Natural Rose. And I'm just gonna apply that under the eyes. Concealer is done. I went ahead and set that with my NYX 3 Steps to Sculpt. That is such a tongue twister. I just took my damp beauty blender, dipped in there, and looked up and set really lightly. I don't wanna go in too heavy with the powders today. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm going to bronze up the face. I am going to use my Milani bronzer. I've been using my L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It so much. Again, I want to just like incorporate new products into here, and it's been a while since I played with this and I remember loving it. This is the Milani Sunkissed Silky Matte Bronzer, and I'm just going to take that on my favorite bronzing brush. This is the Japanesque 716. All right, that bronzer is most definitely staying out. I love how my base looks right now. It looks flawless on camera. I love how you can get such stunning makeup with drugstore products. You really do not need to spend a lot of money, especially around this time of year. This is the season of giving, so save a little bit on your makeup. If you're looking for new products, check out the drugstore. So let's go in and do some blush. I'm using the Burt's Bees Bare Peach blush. This is such a stunning blush. This formula is gorgeous and this shade is just stunning. And I think it'll complement the green and gold eyes really well. So I'm just gonna take that on my 722 brush and let's get blushing. That was really cheesy, I'm sorry. I'm like in such a good mood for some reason. Not that I'm ever in like a bad mood or anything like that. That came off really wrong, but I like bought all my family gifts today, and whenever I do that, like I always do it, it's Black Friday, by the way, I always do it on Black Friday, and I just get like so excited to get them and give them and put them under the tree. So ignore my cheesy comments right now. I'm just in a very, very happy Christmassy mood. Ah, this is so pretty. I need to keep this out too and get more colors. This is such a pigmented, beautiful blush. Check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and just blend the edges with my damp sponge. All right, so let's go in and highlight. I'm using my Revlon Skinlights in Daybreak Glimmer. Whenever I see glimmer now, I get super excited. You know why. If you watched my Tati videos, I kept calling her glimmers for some reason. So this is really pretty, but do not get the bronzer. I picked that up and it is way too shimmery for a bronzer. If you do like a really shimmery bronzer, you'd love it, but for me it's just like it's almost like a highlighter for like really deep skin tone. So that might work for you, but it was not something I liked. So I'm gonna go in and do this. I really love the pattern on this. It's kind of like dragon scales. See how beautiful that is? It's like wet skin kind of look though, so if you don't like that, you probably won't like these. And then again, I always just kind of tap over that with my sponge because I really like everything to look like it's coming from within rather than like sitting on top of your face. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do brows off camera. I'm using my Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim and then I'm just gonna set it up with some glycerin soap. So I'll do that off camera. I just posted a video on how I do my brows. I'll link that down below, so check that out if you're interested in seeing my brow routine, but it's gonna take up too much time. So off I go and I'll be right back here with my brows on. All right, a little bit of a change of plans with the brows. I ended up wanting a powder instead of the pencil. I've just been in a very like powder brow mood lately. So I grabbed my Believe Beauty Universal Brow Kit and I used that with my Anastasia number 12 brush, the best brow brush in the world. You need it. And then I also went in and set them up and gave them a little more color with the Essence Make Me Brow. I think this is called Brownie Brows. Yeah, Brownie Brows. And we got some color on these eyebrows, but I am into them. I think they match the hair really well. I kind of have my roots growing out and I like it, okay? I'm into it. So let's go ahead and move on to these eyes. I also went ahead and sprayed my face. I always do that after I finish the base. I love my NYX Bear With Me. This is so good. It has the best spray in the world. It's so fine. I love the smell of it, and it really does kind of take that powdery look down and gives you a little more of a glow. So eye time. I have my Profusion Wanderlust palette. Profusion makes some of the best drugstore palettes. This palette is like $9.99 from Target and it's amazing. We're pretty much only going to be going in with Jade today, and then we're going to use a little bit of Chill and a little bit of Majesty maybe. And then I also have a Colourpop Super Shock Shadow. This is in Cheap Date. Might go in with a little bit of that to kind of lay down a foundation before we go in with the gold. And then I might go in with my Essence Metal Shock eyeshadow. I love these so much. They're really, really pretty. You can't really find them online anymore, but you can find them in Ulta stores. And this is the shade Solar Explosion. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm using some very small brushes today. I'm gonna start out with just a flat brush, which has somehow disappeared. I found it. This is when those little tips from being a makeup artist come in handy. I can locate my brushes. Cat hair on my face as per usual. So I'm going to start with Jade on this MAC 239. It's all rubbed off, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And I'm just going to start to build out the halo eye. Just going to scoot in a little bit here for you guys. So starting in the outer corner, I don't have anything on my lids right now. I didn't prime them, but I did apply my concealer, which will work just fine. Just make sure you kind of blend out any creases. So I'm just starting in the outer corner, slow patting motions. And I have been really liking bringing my eyeshadow out a little farther, so I kind of just follow my lower lash line up. And I just think that shape is really flattering, especially when you're doing a halo eye. And I bring it right up to where my orbital bone crease is. And I'm trying to apply most of the color, you know, closest to the lash line, and then as I move up, the color just fades. This is such a beautiful emerald green color. I'm just gonna stop there for now, and then I'm gonna do the same thing in the inner. I'm actually gonna switch brushes here. I'm gonna grab and drop something as per usual. My Sigma Smudge E21, still dipping into Jade. This is just a really nice tiny brush. I talked about this in my favorite brushes video. It works really well if you have like small inner corner space like I do to just cover surface area. Sometimes when you go in with a bigger brush, like the MAC brush, there's just, you skip spaces basically because you just can't hit everything. All right, so that took literally no time at all. So I'm gonna start off with the Solar Explosion from Essence. I'm gonna lay that down everywhere I see just my skin. So we'll blend it into the Jade shade. Well, I'm kind of blending it as I go, but we'll blend it more in a little bit. And if you are using a liquid product like this, and you have hooded eyes like I do, don't look up until it sets itself down. Otherwise, you're gonna get fallout on the lid, which we do not want. Not fallout, transfer. Speaking of fallout, I've had a Fall Out Boy song in my head for about 2 days. I would sing it, but I hear YouTube is cracking down on like copyright stuff, so I won't. All right, so I'm actually gonna take another brush here. This is just a random Amazon brush, and I'm gonna dip into that Chill shade in the palette. That's this guy right here, so it's not that one. That one, fingers need to work here, Brittany. And I'm just gonna kind of set that down. All right, so now I'm just gonna take Jade on that same Sigma smudge brush, and I'm just gonna rock back and forth now to kind of blend the edges. And I kind of like to do a shape that's like a little larger on the top and kind of gets a little smaller on the bottom, like an upside down triangle, but whatever you like, you do. Okay, cool, so that's really harsh. So now I'm just gonna take my Sigma E42 Precision Firm Blender, what a mouthful, and I'm gonna blend the edges out. So I'm gonna dip into Jade a little bit, and I'm just gonna kind of play up the shimmer. If you wanted to go in with a matte, you could totally do that and add that to the crease, but I just really wanna play with the shimmer and play it up because it's the holidays and it's like the time to throw glitter all over your face. So I'm just gonna kind of work the edges, blend them, and then add color where necessary. And then once I've kind of added enough color, I'm gonna completely wipe that brush off, not out, and blend the edges. Wipe that brush out. It's nighttime and I'm filming, and you guys know I am not the best at night, so it's starting to lose my vocabulary. I'm also taking a Morphe M507, and that's what I'm gonna use to blend the gold shade. I'm dipping back into Chill to do this as well, to just kind of add a little more color. But I don't wanna do that with that Sigma brush because I don't wanna add any green to this area. I want this to remain gold. It's so pretty, I love it. So now I'm just gonna follow these same steps under the eye. So I'm gonna take Jade. I keep wanting to call it emerald because it's an emerald color. I'm gonna take Jade out on the outer third, the inner third, and then I'm gonna take Chill right in the center under the eye. I'm actually gonna take the Essence shadow, and I'm gonna hold my mirror real high up so I can kind of really access my bottom lash line, and I'm gonna lay that down first. And then I'll go right on top of that with Chill. And I'm just grabbing a Q-tip anywhere that I brought the color too far down. I'm just gonna kind of clean up. All right, so now I'm gonna take that Colourpop Super Shock shadow and I'm gonna lay that right on top of the gold. And this will just add a little bit of like glitter and a little more of a pop, but definitely do not feel like you need to do all of that. You could just go in with one of the gold shades and be good. All right, and finally, I'm gonna grab my highlight that I was using, that same Revlon highlight, and I'm just gonna pop that in the inner corner. All right, cool, so I'm happy with that for now. It's like intense, but not too intense. It's still wearable, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna pop off here, finish off this eye, and then apply my lashes. I'm gonna use some kind of kiss lashes. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm gonna have to look through. I have them all sitting over here. So I'm gonna do all that off camera, and I will be right back here with my eyes complete. Alright you guys, lashes are on. These are the Kiss garters. I also went in with a nude liner in my lower waterline and then a black liner in the upper waterline. And then for my lips, I have the Kiss London lipstick on and then the Essence Shine 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 lip gloss. Love this lip gloss so much. It's like a few bucks from the drugstore and it gives you that really, really wet look, but it is so comfortable. You can wear this all day long. It's not like sticky or goopy or anything like that. So that is it for this look. I think this is so stunning. Nikki killed it with this idea. I think you guys will love this. This is so universally flattering on so many skin tones, and chances are you already have most of these products in your collection as well. And if you don't, just change it up. If you have a blue and a gold, go in with that. I would love to see what you guys recreate on Instagram as well. Please tag me. I'll leave my Instagram right here. Make sure to follow me on there because I always let you know on Instagram when I post a new video, because sometimes YouTube lets you know and sometimes it doesn't. So thanks again for watching. I hope this video was helpful and educational. If you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.